All right, this is September the 1st, and Paul Hansen asked me to read one of his motions into a YouTube video for the record. And this is on case number 3:14-CR-00091-MCR. MCR stands for Margaret Catherine Rogers. This document is document 234. And this is Paul Hansen's motion, I guess, for new trial. It's about 9 or 10 pages. It's written in pencil, and it is in the pacer.gov website. And so it is in the official record, and Paul would like it read into a YouTube video as well so people can easily hear what he wrote. And here goes. USA versus Hansen. Related, motion for new trial or vacate judgment for mistrial. Not to be used to create jurisdiction, pursuant to all U.S. applicable law. Due to the fact that count 1, 2, 3, and 4 have all come to no effect, for they fail to charge in a crime for a jury to determine, the same charges, A, clouded the proceeding, B, overshadowed the proceeding, C, tainted the proceeding, D, created a distraction on the pro, F, blurred the defense of the proceeding. It only takes one juror to acquit. It is rational to believe that with a new trial, without the encumbrances as listed above, would likely lead to a different jury verdict. Rational men would agree that the jury was prejudiced in the first trial. Hansen has a right to a jury that is not prejudiced. Surely one can say that if the prosecutor charged 300 counts, 299 as mail fraud and 1 as contempt of court, that one man could say that the 299 affected the view of the one. Therefore, such an act is similar to bait and switch in advertising, which is illegal in the United States. The buyer is preconditioned to the bait. Then it is found not to be available, so the buyer, juror, is more inclined to bite. He spent 5 days focused much on the bait. At the minimum, the subconscious does not want to go home empty-handed without a conviction. The bait worked. This is Psychology 101. U.S. prosecutors boast of their 98% conviction rate. Let us look at how this can be achieved. U.S. prosecutors have a long history of manipulation. Each year they get better. Each year more and more courts allow it. One joke is 30 years or 30 days, you plead guilty and you get 30 days. If not, we go for 30 years. But I was not even born then. We do not care, 30 years or 30 days, your choice. The majority of the 5-day trial was focused on the illegal charges brought by the prosecutor, count 1, 2, 3, and 4, all being found to be a play of bait and switch, smoke and mirrors, effectively confusing the layman juror. This is wrong. The American people do not support such practice. Let them not succeed with their 5 days of monotonous fluff, and I'll have a chance to win. Count 1, 2, 3, and 4, all found to be illegal charges in an indictment. They were found impossible to be deemed a crime. The U.S. attorneys knew their plan was working, as it always does when jurors were falling asleep during the trial. They know sleepy jurors are likened to sleeping sentinels, guards, and people's lives are destroyed by such slackness. Federal prosecutors, the best of the best, hundreds of millions in resources, and they say, as to count 1, 2, 3, and 4, we did not know. If they did know, and God knows fully, and act like they did not know, Is that not is that not criminal? A lie to gain a conviction? This should never be. Prosecutors for the powerful U.S. should not be patronized by allowing their plan like a 4-year-old defending their act with a simple, "I don't know, I did not know." Then they are found minutes later giving their associates a high five as they say, "It worked like a charm." Another one bites the dust. And they walk out of the courthouse. As they walk out of the courthouse. Hansen has a God-given right to a fair trial by a non-prejudiced jury. Prosecutors should not be allowed to use deception, stacked indictments, to gain a conviction. The jury was prejudiced by this deceptive practice. Practice makes perfect. Let it not act here. No American should serve years in jail due to U.S. agents finely tuning deceptive practices. Every attorney knows they did know. It is irrational to think that at least one juror may vote guilty on one contempt charge merely because he voted undecided on counts 1, 2, and 4, subconsciously believing there is a small association of guilt on 1, 2, and 4. Thus he accumulates that small association and uses it for rationalizing a guilty vote on one of the contempt charges. Now, knowing without the effect, prejudice of 1, 2, and 4 illegally prosecuted charges, he would have a different mindset in determining a vote as to count 5 and count 6. If Hansen's acts were stand-alone, one juror may have determined, your act may have not been entirely prudent, but I see you were not seeking to do harm intentionally, violate a court order. So the juror may conclude as John 8, 9 through 11, this is not worthy of years in jail. Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more letters. Hansen, as a man of birthright on American soil, has a God-given right to a fair trial by a jury that is not prejudiced by an illegally stacked indictment. Wherefore I, Hansen, move the court for a new trial, or declare a mistrial, as a right, as a matter of law, all for dispensing of justice by this court, and its administrators. This I also ask the Father. Ye shall ask the Father in my name, ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. See below. Signed, August the 11th, the year 2015, Paul John Hansen. He goes on to write, I asked Chris Klotz several times if we had grounds on a mistrial, or had cause to get a new trial, and I got no response. This was asked when counts 1, 2, 3, and 4 were dismissed and associated with an acquittal. I asked Klotz to form the argument if it was being applicable. None was recommended by Klotz. Being that the motion brief challenge was not offered by Klotz is an indication of an ineffective counsel as to the dismissal of counts 1, 2, and 4 for their lack of law. The same neglect may be deemed as operating now. Notice, Klotz is hereby asked to add compelling law and supporting case opinions and any argument to cause the success of this motion. Proof of service verifiable. And then he goes on to say, I mailed a copy of the foregoing 9-page motion for new trial, mistrial to United States District Court Clerk, 1 North Palafox, St. Pensacola, Florida, 32502 on August the 11th, 2015. See below. Paul Hansen. Klotz has email copy also and mailed. U.S. Attorney Eggers, Chris Klotz. Carbon copy. All right. Well, that's Paul Hansen's motion for a new trial or vacate judgment for mistrial. And basically, he's made the argument that they did a shotgun approach and they threw all of these charges at him and all of the charges for mail fraud were acquitted. But on this contempt of court, that particular charge, contempt of court, which he was found guilty on, should have been dismissed because the jury was absolutely prejudiced because of all the other charges that were found to be illegal. So I think Paul Hansen has a very good argument here. I'll get this uploaded to YouTube, and you guys can make up your own minds. But I think Paul Hansen being in jail is a travesty and a huge miscarriage of justice.